You're good, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment meeting, Tuesday, February 4th at 6 p.m. We'll start with disclosure of pecuniary interest. On to 2, I need a mover. Councilor Foote. That we adopt the Committee of Adjustment minutes from December 17th, 2024. All in favor? Carried. So we'll move on to number 3, consent application, and I'll need a mover and seconder.
Councilor Scott.
Councilor. And I will read it, and it's a long one. The application C2025-01, applicant Callan Dietz and Mike Simpson, owner Daniel and Thora Dobson. The purpose of the application is to create one new lot on the subject property for a total of 2 lots. The proposed lots have a frontage on the Barrett Road. The following is a summary of the proposal. The proposed retained lot is to have a lot area approximately 38.4 hectares, 95 acres, and a lot frontage of approximately 312 meters on the Barrett Road. The proposed severed lot is to have a lot area of approximately 2 hectares, 5 acres, and a lot frontage of approximately 90 meters on the Barrett Road. The proposed retained lot contains an existing single detached dwelling, and the proposed severed lot is to be used for rural residential use vacant. Both the retained lot and the severed lot will be accessed by the Barrett Road. The Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment approves consent application C 2025-01 by providing provisional consent subject to the following conditions. That the applicant provides the township with a copy of the reference plan to be deposited in the land registry office, and that is substantially in compliance with the application sketch. The original executed transfer deeds, both duplicate and originals, and 1 photocopy for consent. A schedule describing both the retained and severed lots and naming the applicable grantor and grantee attached to the transfer for approval purposes. Any traveled road situated on the retained or severed lot shall be transferred to the township for road purpose if applicable. Written confirmation from the North Bay Mattawa Conservation Authority to demonstrate that there is the ability to install an adequate means of sewage disposal on the severed lot. Entrance permit from the township where applicable. Written confirmation that sufficient capacity exists for treatment capacity for hauled sewage to the satisfaction of the township, and a certificate in the appropriate form prescribed in OReg 197-96, Schedule 1, for signature, the Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment, official secretary, treasurer, or chairperson. Discussion.
It's in this one case that the reason he did the 90 meters because it's a deer yard. So sometimes your minimum can be 60 meters, but in this case, he did the 90 because they asked that in the official plan because there's a deer yard there.
Good. All in favor? Carried.
Where can we do that?
What's that?
Or I guess it was 21 days.
It's just a 20-day appeal period. Until anybody could appeal the decision for 20 days. Then after you can talk to your lawyer and surveyor to get the rest of the parts. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
We'll move on to consent application number 4. So I'll need a mover. Councillor Foot. Councillor Chalope. Application C 2025-02. Applicant Emily and Cody Hawley, owner Lawrence Gauthier. Decision. The purpose of the consent application is to create one new rural lot on the subject lands for a total of 2 lots. The proposed lots have a lot frontage and access on the Ponderosa Road. The following is a summary of the proposed lots based on the information submitted with the application. The proposed retained lot is to have a lot area of approximately 26.42 hectares, which is 65.29 acres, and a lot frontage of approximately 54 meters on the Ponderosa Road. The proposed severed lot is to have a lot area of approximately 4.7 hectares, 11.6 acres, and a lot frontage of approximately 160 meters on the Ponderosa Road. The proposed lots are to be used for rural residential purposes. The Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment approves consent application C 2025-02 by providing provisional consent subject to the following conditions: that the applicant provides the township with a copy of the reference plan to be deposited in the land registry office that is substantially and in compliance with the application sketch. The original executed transfers, deeds, both duplicate original and 1 photocopy per consent. A schedule describing both the retained and severed lots and naming the applicable grantor and grantee attached to the transfer for approval purposes. Any travel road situated on the retained or severed lot shall be transferred to the township for road purposes if applicable. Entrance permit from the township where applicable. Written confirmation that sufficient capacity exists for treatment capacity for hauled sewage to the satisfaction of the Township of Nipissing. Approval of a zoning bylaw amendment to implement the recommendations contained within the scoped environmental impact study, and that the level 2 wildland fire risk assessment and to recognize the reduced lot frontage on the proposed retained lot and a certificate in the appropriate form prescribed in OReg 197-96, Schedule 1, for signature of the Township of Nipissing Committee of Adjustment official, secretary, treasurer, or chairperson. Discussion. All in favor? That's carried.
Buddy, that thing for Dan Dobbs is over, isn't it? Cause I can't hear you back here, I just hear you mumbling away up there.
I didn't think I was mumbling, sorry. Yes, it is passed.
No, that's all right. You pretty well have it done for a conjuration. Right up the way you send a letter, it comes a thing when you've already decided what you're doing. Just like Dan didn't have enough guts to come and say he was putting a lot there.
It's the same scenario as the last application, it's a 20-day appeal period. You could wait for your 20 days and apply for your zoning bylaw amendment application, but just come in and we'll do that.
Great.
Good. Okay, thank you. Adjournment. I need a mover. For Scott. Councilor Kirby. And the time is?
12.
6:12. All in favor?